It's your boy Obz here, day 25. Day 25. Do it to life before life, do it to you, do it to 2021, a whole year of breast cancer awareness. And we're going to be doing personal development. I want to do this challenge to I'm growing myself, right? I'm growing myself, but also I intend to raise some money for cancer research as well, too. Day 25. Today is Thursday. Thursday, I always read over the four agreements, fourth day of the week. An agreement that I'm on right now is don't make assumptions. That's a tough one. That's a tough agreement. And what that normally does, let me sit that down. What that normally means for me is it says I gotta have the courage. And that's what all this is about. Is having the courage to ask more questions and not be afraid to let fear paralyze me from getting to the root cause of those answers. Because sometimes, we don't want the answer to those questions because it may mean more work. I know in my life it's like that. And asking those questions of other people is where we mostly make our assumptions. We just assume instead of going up to that person. Maybe they said something wrong to us, maybe they did something, or maybe just our observation of what they're doing. Our brains, which is the main thing that we're battling, the strongholds in the mind and our brain, then our brains run amok unchecked for all this time. It's time to start checking what the brain is doing and the thoughts it's creating, because it's only job is to come up with ideas and answers and thoughts and create them, and it's up for us to accept them or not. And a lot of times, if we don't have the answers to certain things, in order to have that comfort of knowing, we'll believe whatever the brain come up with. Like if I'm just observing two people, you can't hear the dialogue, and it looks like they're fighting, I can make an assumption from that. And actually, it could have been, rehearsing for a play. But not only does I'm thinking about making assumptions with others, like my boss, co-workers on why they're doing stuff. It's a it's a new perspective, a new way of looking at things. And like I said, it's a courage. Do I always have the courage? No, this is a journey for me. I'm just getting started, but I'm just sharing it. Just the other day, just I made an assumption last night. It was a simple assumption. In the past, uh, my wife is always, doesn't like ice in her water, and I took her some water. Hey, where the ice at? Well, in the past, you've always never had ice in there. Instead of me asking, I know it. Even though we're husband and wife, sometimes we do make assumptions. We don't have a courage to ask certain questions because our ego is still involved. That ego is still involved. Don't want to be wrong. Don't want to be told no. Don't want any negative connotations because you know you guys. It's like this. People, I know it's stereotype that women their mood changes some, but guys their mood changes too. And so sometimes your body. I know my mind builds up a pattern of protection. Hey, if I did this in the past and they did not receive it right, it was negative, she was upset, then I normally will refrain from doing that. And to the point, that's where I'm at right now. I'm to the point where, after so many years, you may build up a time where you just don't ask questions. You just don't put certain issues, and that's the stronghold that I'm trying to overcome. That's in my relationship, making assumptions about my relationship that since we've been together so long, that she should know what I want, I should know what she wants. We should be able to read each other's mind. But it's just opening up that dialogue and that communication. And like I said, to me, it's just been it's a challenge in there of building that communication. It's gonna come with self-talk, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm reading this, and that's why I'm on this journey. Cause I'm on day 25. My brain can tell me day 25. I pretty much got this thing down packed, but I'm not gonna make that assumption. just because I've been that the habit is now set that I'm on, because you'll fall off, you'll get distracted. Because my course is not 365 days, my course is 12,000 days. No, just throw it out there. It's a way of life. I want this to be a way of life. Just constantly tuning and tweaking every single day, tweaking my communication. Because when it boils all down to it, the most important assets, the most important thing we have is our relationships. And I think that a lot of stuff that's going on in my life boils around my relationships. So I'm trying to build those up because it's easy to be what you say a recluse. Hey, I don't like hanging, doing a lot of social stuff. Not saying that I need to do that, but I do want to build a couple of key relationships and build my relationships on purpose. So this fourth agreement, don't make assumptions. It's huge. It's going to require a tremendous amount of work. Took me a long time to come out here today because I'm off today. Normally when I'm at work, we got a certain routine set up, so we kind of follow the routine. But when you're off, you don't have that cue, that piggyback that habit on. Because I'm not waking up at a regular time, I really don't have to get up, so it's not in that routine. But making these assumptions also too is self-talk, you know, and that's the biggest component where I'm at right now is my self-talk. Is do I have the courage to ask myself that deeper level question about myself? Will it put me in a negative light? I'm not gonna feel sorry about myself, but I'm gonna dig and find out. Hey, that stronghold right there, that opinion, that rule is it's not a good rule. It's not benefiting you. It's holding you back. Okay, what can I do to change this rule? Who do I need to talk to? A lot of that would be on sharing. Got a bee around me. A lot of that would be on sharing. You know, am I able to open up and share with some of my key people in my family? And that's what I'm working on right now because I never shared a lot in the past. So nobody's seeing this, right? But that's why I use the word obz, right? Right? It's just a level of protection because I'm still working on tearing that stronghold down. I think the way to do that, the key thing that the Lord gave me the other day was through giving. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm giving what I'm learning so that I can learn quicker and learn faster. Here's one thing, because I always tell people, big G, little g, right? You got God as God first, then God don't give you the answer immediately, or you're not in tune to what his voice sound like. Then I go to the little G, which is Google. Now, yesterday, my foot's been hurting for a couple of days, and I was like, gosh, man, what is going on with this foot? I'm just gonna shake it off. I'm gonna pray about it for a little while. Never did come back, so then I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and you know, let's just ask Google to see what it is. Foot pain, plantar fasciitis. Okay, walked a little while longer. Looked at some of the remedies. So I kind of did what we're talking about, asking more questions, but I really didn't dig a little bit further. And I kind of figured some fear in there that maybe it was going to tell me, hey, look, you need to go get surgery. You need to go get this boot. You need to be inconvenienced. All this stuff popped up, right? This is just coming to me right now. So these things was running in the background, and I think now, looking back at it, hindsight 2020, that's what was slowing me down for digging deeper and asking more questions about this foot pain. You see what I'm saying? But yesterday, and I asked my daughter, and she said, yeah, I heard about plantar fasciitis. You have to just look on Google for that. Same thing I told her several times. Then this day I said, you know what? Let's just go and dig in. Whatever it is, let it be. Look at the remedies. Come to find out it was just something simple, no major surgery. All I had to do is maybe get a foot orthotic. What's the best foot orthotic for plantar fasciitis? Did that. Snagged that orthotics right at Walmart. Slipped it on. Boom. I immediately started to feel relief. Okay, now what's next? What's next? Okay, the exercises. Now here's the beauty of this thing, right? The beauty of this is a Bible verse. If you move towards him, he'll move towards you. It's like it's that's how it is, you know. But you first have to be moved. We talked about that the other day. We first have to be moving. So by me doing that, putting it on, now I'm in the mix of definitely getting a remedy for this plantar fasciitis, looking at exercise and stuff like that. And then the beauty, man, the next client that I had was a physical therapist. And that's some of the stuff he specialized in was plantar fasciitis. I was blown away because once you start seeking those answers just start seeking you. See that? Then that's what we did. That's what we did on Wednesday, seeking. We just keep digging and digging and digging with that anticipation that we're gonna find the answer. So that's what happened. So I wanted to share that with you. Just moving in that direction, things start to happen. Just that intention, things start to come in, start to be attracted to you. You see what I'm saying? So the day is, don't make assumptions. That's what I was doing, making assumptions that I was gonna need. Cause I seen it's a girl at work right now, and had several operations. My bosses had some operations. Gonna need some knee surgery, and they're wearing boots and braces and all this stuff. And that was in my mind. And that's a lot of times where that fear I was making an assumption on it. I didn't have the answer, so my brain made up the answer. Then it was up for me to believe the answer, and I was only believing an answer out of fear. That's another face of fear, which we normally do. May talk about that on Friday or Saturday or something like that. But I wanted you to make sure you grab that 4 agreements. We're gonna have a huge discussion. I see that down the road because you gotta have that vision. That's gonna be on my GPS for next year for the one thing, which is the one thing I want to accomplish for 2021. I hope you guys downloaded that. I'm going to spend the rest of the day improving the resources on my YouTube channel. I'm also going to be putting those links in and just freshening everything up, being more intentional on that. Like I said, I got a big, huge vision, and I just can't imagine what I will be like, because I'm growing and I'm sharing, and I'm imagining what that new person's gonna be like, and then I'm stepping into that person. I think I'm on the right track. I think this is the right domino, and we're gonna keep whacking at this domino till that one falls and hit the next domino and hit the next domino. It's your boy Op Z. Do it to life for life. Do it to you. Do it to 2021. This is Thursday. The 4 agreements. Don't make assumptions. Peace.